捨てに行った時はもうそういうモード入っちゃうんじゃないですかね。その時はやっぱり人間変わりますよね。
Naoya Inoue, widely known in boxing as the Monster, has built one of the most dominant modern careers in the sport, while also achieving significant financial success and global recognition. His journey is not just about undefeated records and world titles, but also about discipline shaped from childhood, a strong family boxing culture, rising commercial value, and a lifestyle that reflects both elite athletic focus and growing luxury. Today, Inoue is estimated to have a net worth of around $7 million to $10 million depending on different reports, with earnings driven by fight purses, sponsorships, and international boxing events that continue to elevate his global profile. Naoya Inoue was born into a family where boxing was already deeply embedded in daily life. His father, Shingo Inoue, was a former amateur boxer who played a central role in shaping Naoya's discipline, mentality, and technical foundation.
いただきます。どうぞいただきます。マヨいく？マヨ。2日ぶりの固形です。うめ。マジうまいなこれ。
From a very young age, Shingo did not treat boxing as a casual sport for his sons. It was a structured lifestyle. Training reportedly began when Naoya was around 5 years old with strict routines focused on fundamentals, repetition, and mental toughness. This environment also shaped his younger brother, Takuma Inoue, who would go on to become a professional boxer himself. The two brothers grew up training together, constantly pushing each other in sparring sessions and conditioning work. Their household was built around sacrifice and routine rather than comfort.
そうですね。やっぱりどの試合もそうですけど、集中力ですよね。やっぱり集中してると、その場その場の瞬間判断がやっぱりいち早くやっぱりできると思うんですよ。やっぱりその気を抜いたりとか一切しないで、その集中できた時、やっぱそういうのは、最近昔よりも感じます。
or leisure. Instead of a typical childhood centered on entertainment, Naoya's upbringing revolved around discipline, boxing drills, and a long-term vision of becoming a world champion. This foundation is widely considered one of the key reasons for Inoue's elite-level consistency today. His style, precise, explosive, and highly disciplined, reflects years of structured coaching from his father, combined with natural athletic ability and relentless repetition. The result is a fighter who seems almost mechanically perfect in his execution.
Fellas, we all know Inoue, two-time undisputed champ, known for his skill and knockouts. Monster is just a fan favorite. However, did you know that Inoue has a younger brother who's a boxer and is a world champion? His name's Takuma Inoue, although more out of the spotlight and more known just within the Japanese boxing scene. Takuma is alike to his brother, being a skilled, brutal boxer. Takuma started at a very, very young age. After seeing his older brother compete in amateur competitions, it spurred him on to take up the sport. He won several high school champions and impressed on the amateur stage. When he was only borderline 18, he made his pro debut in 2013. When it comes to most boxers, we just normally look past their debuts. Usually they're versing some slouch who's really just put there to lose. But Takuma, he versed a future WBO minimum weight world.
Naoya Inoue turned professional in 2012 and quickly established himself as a generational talent. Unlike most fighters who take years to climb rankings, Inoue captured a world title within just 2 years of his professional debut. His speed of progression immediately set him apart in the boxing world. One of his most defining early
a debutant in Charlam Kutala. In only his 4th fight, he outclassed a world-ranked and world title contender in Nesta Daniel Navarez. Nesta had a 20-2 record at the time and was highly touted for world title success, but in a way, he got the upset win. In 2015, he won the Ring Magazine Prospect of the Year, which is a pretty prestigious award. In the previous years before that, winners included Anthony Joshua and Vasily Lomachenko, with previous winners before that including Mike Tyson and Keith Thurman. Following these wins and a solid run of form, he challenged a number of solid boxers for the Asia Pacific titles, the OPBF titles to be specific. He challenged Prolian Saluda in his 8th fight for the WBO Asia Pacific title, where he was knocked down in the first round. However, Inoue managed to get his revenge, knocked Saluda down in the 8th and the 9th. win the fight easily by unanimous decision against, at the time, a 23-1 fighter. Following the incredibly strong start,
Career moments came in 2018 when he defeated Jamie McDonnell in a highly dominant performance. Inoue won the WBA bantamweight title in just 112 seconds, a knockout that reinforced his reputation as one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. That same year, he also competed against Juan Carlos Payano, and his total earnings for 2018 were reported to be around $1 million combined for both fights, marking the beginning of his financial rise in boxing.
もう年齢踏まえて、そう長くないと思うんですよ。あと何試合やるかわからないんですけど、もうそこの決まった、その数試合を色濃くしっかりと悔いなくやってもらえたらいいのかなっていう、もうそこだけですかね。それをやれば必ず結果ついてくると思ってるんで。
ちょっとフェザー級になるとこの、体重もまだそこまで足りてるわけじゃないし、フィジカル的にもまだ問題な面があるので、不安と楽しみと、だからそういう気持ちがあるから本当にこう追求していけるというか、そういう気持ちが生まれるんで、そういったところにも挑戦していきたいなと。挑戦しなくなったらね、終わりだと思うんで。
As his dominance increased, so did his value. Moving through weight divisions and unifying titles allowed him to become one of the most marketable fighters in Asia and increasingly in global boxing markets. Inoue's financial growth has been steady and closely tied to his success in the ring. Earlier in his career, around the time he unified bantamweight titles in 2022, his net worth was estimated closer to $2 million.
You want to take that fight against someone like
He's a
that?
monster, he's a banger. Listen, you put 8 ounce gloves on anyone can bang. You don't even have to be in a hard shot. You just have to time the shot, so anyone can knock anyone out. And yeah, he's got the nickname Monster, but he's not. They've got 2 arms, 2 legs. You're all weighing the same. I'm a big bantamweight. I'm probably, I could fight at featherweight, so it's not, I'm big, I'm strong.
As his international profile expanded, especially with fights broadcast in the United States and partnerships with major promoters, his earnings increased significantly. His primary source of income comes from his fight purses, which have increased with each title defense and weight class conquest. For instance, heading into 2025, his net worth was pegged at $7 million by various reports, bolstered by earnings from bouts against top contenders. A notable
Early, man, because in the bell ring, at the end, I caught him at the very end of the round, and I hit him, like I said, it was at the end of the round, so I couldn't really work. I couldn't really work like I wanted to. Maybe if it wasn't middle of the round or beginning of the round, things would have been different, but that's all God, that's what God meant it to be, and again, it is what it is.
Noah's known for his power. How'd you feel him in there? How did his punch feel?
Honestly, it wasn't like thudding power. Like, it wasn't power where it was like, oh shit, it hurts every punch. No, and it was never hurt. I was never hurt, nothing. It was just more like overwhelming. You know, he would throw 6, 7, 8 punches at a time, and that's what it really was. It wasn't like one punch knockout power where like, you know, every shot, or, you know, like one shot at a time hurts. It was more just the overwhelmingness, and then, you know, again, he is who he is for a reason, pound for pound. So, I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
The stoppage, you spoke to Joel. He felt it might have been a little bit early. You looked like you had your faculties in there, but did you feel the stoppage was early?
I felt good. You know, like I told the ref, I was like, I'm good. He's like, no, I'm gonna save you from yourself. You know, and I think the refs, obviously the refs for a reason. They go and they been around boxing for a long time. So, you know, I'm never gonna say that the ref was wrong or anything like that. He saw something that I didn't, but I was fine. Like I told the ref right away. I was like, I'm good. He's like, no, I gotta save you from yourself. And I knew that's what it was gonna be. You know what I mean? Like I told my trainer, I told my team, I said, hey, you know, I'm gonna go out on my shield, man. You know, and it's funny because if you go on my Instagram, my favorite movie is The Gladiator, and there's a quote in the movie that I love. It's called, I knew a man who once said, death smiles at us all a man can do is smile back. And that's something that I live my life on, and I try to base my career on, knowing that I'm gonna go out on my shield no matter what. You know, I'm sure you've seen Gladiator.
example is his 2025 clash with Ramon Cardenas, where Inoue's purse alone contributed substantially to his wealth, showcasing the financial rewards of being an undisputed champion. In 2019, Inoue's fight against Emmanuel Rodriguez reportedly earned him around $350,000, reflecting his early-stage global pay scale. Despite the lower payout compared to modern standards, this fight was significant because it added another world title and strengthened his undefeated record.
Japan. I think I want Japan better than over here in USA just because I want to go to Japan. Listen, the crowd don't fight for him, bro. The crowd don't fight for him no matter what, if it's here or if it's in Japan. You know, it's still going to be the same outcome. Either he win or I win. So it really don't matter. We inside the ring, nobody fight for him, so it don't matter.
Rodriguez entered the fight with confidence and verbal intensity during promotion, but Inoue delivered a dominant performance that reinforced his reputation for silence inside the ring and destruction during fights. By 2023, Inoue's financial status had changed dramatically. His fight against Stephen Fulton Jr. reportedly earned him between $4 million and $5 million, marking one of the biggest paydays of his career at that time. This fight was especially important because
you fit in the bantamweight division.
I'm strong, man. I walk around 140 like you see me now, so I come down from 140 to 118. I hit really, really hard, plus I'm fast with it. So I think I got a little bit of everything, man. I got a little bit of everything. Plus, if you see my fights, I'm very similar to Hector Camacho. I like the whole entertainment part of it. I like the whole showman and dressing up like having a theme for every fight. So I think that also, man, that sell the tickets, and then the energy that everybody brings to my fight just give me that give me the strength and give me the speed, give me everything inside the ring so I could just look good, and we've been doing it.
As Fulton was an undefeated champion, and the bout represented Inoue's move into higher weight classes and more competitive global matchups. These rising purses show a clear pattern. Each weight class jump and unification increases both his global recognition and financial value. In July 2023, Naoya Inoue faced Stephen Fulton Jr. in one of the most highly anticipated super bantamweight clashes. Fulton entered the fight with strong confidence, claiming superior athletic ability, skill, and ring IQ, while also suggesting that Inoue was overhyped and not as dangerous as his monster nickname implied.
Better guy overall, all around. That's just me. I don't care what the fans think, what casuals think, or what box people think about it. When I'm looking at myself and what I have to offer and what he has to offer, I feel like I'm more of an all-around fighter. And like in basketball, you have the athletic build, you have scorer, slasher, or you have all around. I'm all around. He's more so the athletic build, as far as known for the knockouts. So I feel like when you have a guy that's known for knockouts, they tend to feel comfortable with that and they look for that. When you have an all-around fighter, you can do whatever. And that's a dangerous fighter to deal with. And of course I have the power as well. That's why none of my opponents continue to come in. The only person that kept coming in was Brandon.
He believed Inoue's reputation was largely boosted by international attention rather than true dominance. However, inside the ring, Inoue quickly proved otherwise with sharp precision, power, and control, ultimately silencing critics through performance. Financially, this fight marked a major milestone in Inoue's career with reported earnings of approximately $4 million to $5 million, significantly boosting his net worth and solidifying his status as a global boxing superstar.
He's the one coming up in weight. You're the one with the titles at 122 and the belt on the line.
I need some excitement. Nothing is exciting me no more. I feel like this when I come alive. This is when I feel like everyone's looking at me like, oh, his back is against the wall. Why is the champion going over Japan? I called this fight back in 2021, 2020. I've been said that. I said, I'm gonna have to go to Japan to fight. I told my coach, I'm gonna have to go to Japan to fight him. And he didn't understand. He's like, man, why would you do that? It's the same thing. Why would you do that? And I said, that's a big fight. I said, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And now look where we at. Oh, you wanna know why? Because I feel like the hype is around amongst him because he's a Japanese person doing these things. That's all. I feel like the hype is around because of that. Not only that, power don't just win fights. I'm smart. How you think I got here? My skill, my mindset, my speed, my slickness. And guess what? Everybody say I don't got power until they get in there and these guys.
Naoya says his pride is the main force behind his success, constantly pushing him to stay at the top of boxing. He believes that as long as he remains #1 in the world, he will continue training hard, improving, and winning fights to maintain his dominant legacy. This mindset has been the engine driving his remarkable career. As
Look, 6, touch, good, I thought. Okay.
今はでも自分のことだけです。はい。やっぱりああいう昨日のスパーリングとかにしても、後輩に見せたくないですからね。まだまだ、自分もプレイヤーとしてやってるし、それだけの意地があるし、負けられないっていう気持ちもあるんで、自分がやってるそのパフォーマンスを見て盗めとはならないです。やっぱりまだまだ自分がトップでやってる以上はプライドもあるんで、そういった気持ち、なんかそういう気持ちが多分なくなってきたら、こう格闘家として弱まっていくんだろうな。
Naoya says his pride is the main force behind his success, constantly pushing him to stay at the top of boxing. He believes that as long as he remains number one in the world, he will continue training hard, improving, and winning fights to maintain his dominant legacy. This mindset has been the engine driving his remarkable career. As his upcoming fight approaches, it has been reported that the winner of Naoya Inoue vs Junto Nakatani will receive a custom WBC ring valued at over $100,000, adding extra prestige and motivation to the bout. This makes it not only a unification-level clash, but also a symbolic reward for boxing excellence and championship status for both fighters involved in the competition. As per this tweet, the winner of Naoya Inoue vs Junto Nakatani receives this custom WBC ring worth over $100,000. As his career has progressed, Inoue has also begun to enjoy a more comfortable and structured luxury life. Lifestyle. Reports and training camp observations often show him maintaining strict diets prepared by professional chefs, ensuring that his physical condition remains optimal year-round. However, unlike some fighters who publicly display extravagant lifestyles, Inoue is known for keeping things relatively private and disciplined. His luxury is not defined by excess, but by structure, high-quality training environments, recovery systems, nutrition planning, and controlled living conditions that support peak performance. Inoue's rise also reflects a broader shift in boxing economics. Unlike Western fighters who often earn massive promotional guarantees, Inoue's earnings are built through a combination of Japanese promotions, international co-promotions, and growing demand from global streaming audiences. This unique model has allowed him to build wealth steadily while maintaining control over his career trajectory. One of the most commercially significant discussions in modern boxing involves Inoue's ability to generate strong ticket sales and event revenue.
急成長してきてるなというものを感じますし、もうパウンドパウンドに、ふさわしい試合をここ最近しているので、すごくリスペクトも評価も高いと思います。
And Juta, I was going to ask you, you're now in a new weight division. You two are now both in the same division. He has all of the world titles. Are you now starting to study a lot more of his fights as a potential opponent?
はい、何試合か現地でも見させてもらったりしているので、そこら辺で、イメージはさせてもらってますね。
Do you think your style matches up very well with his?
それは戦ってみないとわからないね。
A highly cited example is the Naoya Inoue vs Junto Nakatani event discussions, where reports suggested the fight card could generate extremely high commercial interest. Some claims even referenced a gate value of approximately $29 million with around 55,000 seats sold, highlighting Inoue's growing status as a global draw rather than just a regional champion. As per this user, Inoue Nakatani sold 55,000 seats and generated a $29 million gate, the fourth highest gate in boxing history. IDC, if you're fighting in a church's chicken parking lot, if you can bring in $30 million in a night, you are a superstar. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.